Hello, and welcome to the final project for History 11. Well, this final project is going to be a little different from what was originally envisioned at the start of the course, but certain changes had to be made as a result of COVID-19. So, this final project, aka your final exam, is going to help showcase your new skills and your ability to critically think on a variety of topics that are required to successfully analyze and reflect on the various historical events that we have studied in the course. Through the combination of various units that have been done in the course, plus some individual reflections throughout the way, it is time to do a second and final research paper. This paper will be substantially different from the first paper that we did because the first paper was the annotated bibliography, essentially the outline. The paper, however, is a full-fledged research paper. And so you want to show and put everything into it. As a result of that, we're going to be doing what's called deep learning, reflective learning for the core competency. And so this final paper, you'll have 3 weeks to complete this paper. This paper will be an analytical, critical thinking paper, as per se, with the core competencies. Because this is essentially your final project, this is an individual project. No group work or partners are allowed. Each student will have their own topic that can be pre-approved by the teacher, and there are 5 stages in completing this paper. The good copy of the paper will be between 8 to 12 paragraphs in length. Each paragraph, excluding the introduction or conclusion, but each paragraph will have between 6 to 10 sentences in each, with the supporting middle paragraph providing critical key pieces of information, whether it's dates, names, locations, quotes, etc., to help support your thesis statement. It should be noted that the thesis is vital in every research paper, and also no thesis topic can be duplicated. However, your thesis, though, wants to include the 5 different topics or units that we cover in the course, that being the introduction skills, like fake news and references, primary sources, then the War in the Pacific, Chinese People's Cultural Revolution, global genocide, and then finally the United Nations. There was planned to be a 4th unit in the course, but because of COVID-19, there was no time to complete it. However, if there is anyone who wishes to explore the original planned ideas in the 4th year, such as the space race, global internet, um, atomic power, commercialization of airline industry, to name a few, please go ahead and explore that. But all the information is on the PDF that has been attached to the Edmodo wall. Students also want to make sure that you are constantly communicating with me on Edmodo, as there are stages along this way. This is supposed to be a deep learning, reflective, but critical thinking kind of a paper there. And to start, there are some variety of topics. As you see on the research paper criteria page, the second page, I did have 4 different options. These are very broad, but essentially it gives you a chance to begin thinking about what your thesis is going to be about there, based on theme, and then you can pick and choose and really refine your topic to what it is. One option can be a topic that focuses on one of the main course themes. Some of the themes we've studied in the course has been imperialism, post-colonialism, um, racism, prejudice, to name a few of those broad themes. Another option can be a what if scenario where you choose one of the locations or events that we studied in the course and change it. And by changing that, you create a what if. And everything from that point onwards is going to be different. An example would be, what if the atomic bomb was never dropped? You predict how things will change as a result of that. Another option could be, if you don't want to do a full paper, you can complete fully your scrapbook. A full scrapbook completion would basically include all of the criteria listed in the rubric, including an overall arcing story that can go throughout it. And then there's the fourth and final option is another idea for a research or writing piece for it. However, it is important that each of you do keep me in the loop of what you are doing because as you see on the marking assessment, there are stages to this. Now, the stages are listed on page 3 of your assignment criteria outline. No matter what you choose to do, you can write it down, send me pictures of it, go on Office 365, you can give access to my Surrey Schools email or Google Drive or iWorkSuite using my Gmail account that's been listed there. You want to make sure you keep me in the loop of what it is that you are doing and where you're at. These are meant to be scheduled times for students to get feedback from me on their project. Also to ensure everything is kept on time because this whole paper collection is due no later than Friday, June the 19th at 2:30 p.m. There will be no exemptions made to this rule because of how tight the timeline turnaround is to for the semester closure and possible summer school. Now, with stage 1, on the 1st of June, you select your thesis topic. So we know that no thesis topics can be duplicated like what we had with the first paper, so you want to have a few options and be on top of this. On the second stage, begins on the 3rd of June, and that's when you do your research. Third stage, you create an outline. Fourth, a rough draft, and then stage 5 is the good copy there. For students who wish to have a template of either the outline to work with, please let me know. I'll send you a PDF on the Emoto Messenger. Or if you want a template of how you write down the notes and record your information, let me know and I'll send you the outline on the Emoto there through the Messenger. Generally speaking, for each one of these stages, the check-in time begins at 10 a.m. each of those days, whether we are in school or out of school. This is meant to be done in either case scenario, but most of you will be completing this from home. But some of you may want to sign up for the volunteer enrollment in school during class time, which would be completely fine as well. When you complete this whole package, it first goes title page, then good copy, rough draft, outline, and references. If no references are included, no paper can be accepted. Additionally, you have to make sure you follow the correct format for the references. You can see how the marks are broken down on the last 2 pages on the rubric. I tried to be very, very precise and detailed in how the marking will be done because this does also include potential use of footnotes and or endnotes in your paper when you have key pieces of information. You may want to check onto the Emoto assignment on the WikiHow page if you're not too sure how to complete or what should constitute as a footnote or an endnote. But like I said, this is meant to be a long, reflective thinking piece as we wrap this course up. I look forward to reading and working with you next few weeks on your final paper.